Days at 2 on Local 3.
So part of the fun of this hour, we hope, will be for you to have a chance to see the free things, or almost free, that you can do in Chattanooga this week and in the weeks and months to come. A perfect place to have that conversation is the Chattanooga Public Library, where I'm joined this morning by Carmen Davis. Let me see if I've got this right. You are the director of ACE, which stands for Arts, Culture, and Creative Economy.
Did I get it? You got it. Yeah.
One of the newest positions in the city, 2 months old.
It is.
Right?
It's 2 months old. It's the newest, one of the newer offices of the city, as well as positions of the city. So I'm really excited to be in this role and create fun things for our residents to do.
Well, I'm excited to talk to you because you're a native Chattanoogan.
I am.
So I'm sure it's fun for you in this job to have a chance to highlight the ways that Chattanooga has grown. The library is a perfect one.
It is.
To focus on. I've been coming here for 25 years
Oh,
now
wow.
with our children, but it was always an exciting thing to watch them graduate to the next level. Talk about the fourth floor of the library.
Yeah, I would love to. So the fourth floor is kind of our public laboratory. It is a creative maker space where you can do everything from fabric arts with sewing machines. You can create buttons, t-shirts. You can create your own podcast if you want to. There's a recording studio in there. So there are so many things that you can do that are hands-on on the fourth floor, and they're very, very reasonable in pricing as well.
They're also age, or not really age specific. I mean, if you've got a middle schooler,
yes,
they might want to come and be a part of this. If you are a retiree and you want to learn something new, there's something for you here.
Yes, and there are people on the fourth floor that can help you with working the machines, because you may not be familiar with how to run a 3D printer, but they can show you how to do those things as well.
Okay, ACE, the first word in there is art.
Yes.
This sculpture behind us, I've seen it for decades now, and it wasn't until today that I really focused on it. It's called
Volumes by Jim Collins, and I don't think I ever really realized what it was until I learned the name of it myself. And I looked, I was like, oh my gosh, these are volumes of books right behind us.
Usually the water is on.
Exactly.
And maybe that kind of mesmerizes you and keeps you from focusing on it so much. But it's been here for a number of years.
Yes, since 2001.
Okay. Inside the library, though, as you walk around, part of the beauty of art is that you almost don't always even realize it's there, but you feel it somehow. But when you're strolling the library, a lot of local artists are on display.
They are, and some of those pieces are for sale, but they are beautiful artworks created and featured throughout the whole entire library. All floors have different artwork in it.
Before we came to you, we had been at the carousel, and we were talking with Zach Hull, and we talked a little bit about the transition from Coolidge Park over to Renaissance Park. You too focus some on Renaissance Park, because one thing you find there is history and a lot of our cultural preservation.
Yes, so a lot of culturally significant things happened in that area, and there are signage there to tell you about that, like Camp Contraband or the U.S. Colored Troops.
I never knew about that. And on the Renaissance Park side of things, you can take your dog for a walk. So I used to take one of my dogs for a walk over there, and you'd pause, and it's fascinating to read the history of it. I don't remember it all, but if you're a history buff, you've got to take in Renaissance Park.
Yes, please visit Renaissance Park. And also, if you love art, there are a lot of pieces in there, pieces from the Public Art Chattanooga collection, as well as pieces on loan from the Hunter Museum, which they have a free day the first Thursday of every month.
Right. Okay, now I'm going to pause a second. You said at Renaissance there are some pieces from, kind of quote, your collection.
Right.
That's the city's collection?
Right. So the city has over 180 pieces in our outdoor art collection that are on display all throughout the city.
Do they rotate, or?
Some of them rotate, some are temporary, but the bulk of those are permanent pieces.
Okay.
So those are both murals as well as 3D pieces.
And then on the creative economy side, what does that mean?
So that means supporting our local artists and creatives, giving them tools like workshops and classes for them to be able to scale up their businesses, to make them more comfortable in the city, be able to have productive and successful lives here.
So this was not the intent of our conversation this morning, but I will tell you, I was asking Carmen a little bit about it because it is a brand new division created. Your sole purpose within your division is making life better for the people who live in Chattanooga.
Right. Our focus is on the residents. Now, we love visitors, so we want you to come and see our great city, but our focus is on the residents.
So, the Downtown Public Library, when you come now, you'll know that the sculpture here is called Volumes. If you can come in the summertime when the water's running, bring a penny or two to toss in. And then inside, check out the 4th floor. There is a little bit of a fee for those things beyond.
Right, but they also offer some free classes as well for teens and tweens. They have cooking and craft classes. They have STEM or STEAM classes for your middle and elementary age students. And they have story time for your toddlers.
All right, thank you for taking some time to talk with us today.
It's my pleasure.
One more reason that you want to get out this week and the weeks to come and stroll Chattanooga and take advantage of all that we have to do right here in our own backyards. We're halfway through the show and plenty of more fun to come our way, so we're back in just a minute.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cleveland.
Thank you, Dalton. Thank you, Tennessee Valley.
Our 38th Share Your Christmas food drive was a huge success.